I had to call the poison center once when...
Believe it or not,
I drank from a water bottle that my mother had been cleaning with bleach.
You can't get a lot of information out of a 5-year-old.
So I called the poison center.
I was making a sandwich.
My dog had gotten into it.
I may have put soft scrub on my sandwich.
I called the poison center because
I smelled a really strong odor of natural gas in my house.
Whatever she finds, she will eat.
so I called the poison center.
I called the poison center because
eardrops, not so good when they're in your eye.
This one's poison, this one's mayonnaise, I think.
I called the poison center
Because I was just totally panicked.
You know, you call, you know you've got someone you can depend on.
He's typical 5-year-old. If he's quiet for 5 minutes, you know he's into something. And I should have known something was up because I, was pretty quiet. I hadn't heard from him in a while. When I was making dinner for my family, just another night, my son comes tearing into the kitchen with a Gatorade bottle and says, "This Gatorade doesn't taste good." And I kind of looked over and I realized he had a Gatorade bottle that was full of antifreeze that my husband was keeping in the garage. I mean, my heart just stopped. I sat him down and I asked him if he drank it. He said yes, and then I just panicked. I called 911. They instantly connected us to the poison center.
When 911 called about this case, they wanted us to help give some sort of assessment to the mom, and so we got the history and determined that indeed a potentially toxic dose had been ingested, and we wanted the child in the hospital immediately.
It's like your heart just kind of sinks to your stomach and you freeze like you can't believe it's happening.
While the ambulance is en route, we call the hospital. Then we also fax over a sheet that gives kind of the details about how much is too much, what to expect, what the treatment is. So when the child shows up, they know the child's name, what happened, when it happened, what the status of the child is.
We live in a small community. The doctors can't be familiar with every single product out there. And what is really cool is that the Poison Center has that information, was able to communicate that information to our doctor. So he knew exactly what to do when my son came in. Okay, luckily, he's doing great. He's still mischievous. We have quite a few Mr. Yuck stickers now. It's part of our house now.
I take 2 types of insulin, long-acting and short-acting. Well, when I was on Orcas Island, I mixed them up. It was the most frightening experience that I've ever had. I had never done that before in my life. I don't know what I was thinking of. That was when I called the Poison Center.
She accidentally injected her regular insulin instead of her NPH insulin.
I was beginning to shake and the sweats. I was very panicked.
They're worried that their blood sugar is going to drop, and we're there to talk them through it.
They talked me through it step by step.
We told her to check her blood sugar every hour.
Draw my blood and see, where I was.
And give us a call at that time. We just kept tabs with her throughout the night.
Once I spoke with Marina and we got it back under control, it was business as usual. I just went on with the vacation. It was assuring to know that I could call someone that would give me immediate help and that understood what I was going through.
Most of the time, we can deal with this at home without needing to go into a hospital.
Thank God for them, because wow, I thought, I was really going to be in trouble.
Most people who have dogs will tell you that their dog is a part of their family. Bailey was our firstborn child, so to speak. She really is a part of our family. It was just a couple of days before Christmas. We had wrapped all our presents and left for the day to go to work. As I got home, we had noticed that Bailey had opened up all the presents and proceeded to eat everything within those packages. She had her ears back. She was ashamed. Everything about her was not Bailey. Within these Christmas presents, we had a few pounds of summer sausage, a good tin of cookies, and then also a package of just pure macadamia nuts. After calling the vet referred us to the Poison Center.
So when he called me, he had a fairly good idea of what she'd gotten into.
She keyed in on the fact that macadamia nuts would be toxic to Bailey.
When I heard the macadamia nuts, I knew that that's potentially a problem and it can cause some hind limb paralysis.
And within about an hour and a half, Bailey's back legs failed to function, and also part of her front legs as well. If it wasn't for Katie telling us to get that out of her system and showing us how to get it out of her system, it could have been a lot worse for Bailey.
Pets are part of the family, and we treat those calls with the same level of care that we would a human call.
Thank you so much, Katie. You've ensured that our firstborn child, Bailey, has a great, great, great life to live ahead of her.